Good morning, student. I am Vishalan. Today we are going to revise two chapters in social studies. That is chapter 4, the Constitution of India. Chapter 5 is democratic government. Now let's start with chapter 4, the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of the country. It is a written document which mentions the rights and duties of the citizen and also states how the country should be governed. It was drafted by the Constituent Assembly with Dr. B.R. Ambedkar as the chairman of the drafting committee. The Constitution of India came into effect on 26 January 1950. Each year India celebrates the day of its acceptance as Republic Day. Preamble. Preamble is a brief introduction which lays down the guiding principle of our Constitution. It declares India is a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic and assures its citizens justice, equality, liberty, as well as promotes fraternity among them. The following words mentioned in the preamble are the guiding principle of the Constitution to help the government promote welfare of the people. And that is sovereign, socialist, democracy, secular, republic, social, economic and political justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. Student, you should learn the meaning of these words also. Okay? Now, our Constitution is also guarantees rights to people to help them lead better lives and lays down duties for them to act as responsible citizens. These rights are called fundamental rights and the duties are known as fundamental duties. Rights and duties go hand in hand. If you have rights, it is your duty to pursue it carefully and truthfully. Fundamental rights. There are 6 basic rights provided by the Indian Constitution of the citizen. That is right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies, and right to education. As per the Right to Education Act of 2009, all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years have the right to free and compulsory education. Under this act, all private schools need to reserve 25% of seats for the underprivileged children. Now, fundamental duties. A nation that gives so many rights to its citizens also expects them to perform some duties as good citizens. These fundamental duties are expected to performed by all citizens. Some of these duties are: every citizen must obey the Constitution and follow the laws of the country. It is the duty of every Indian to respect the national flag and the national anthem. We must protect the unity and integrity of our nation. As responsible citizens, we must follow the path of non-violence and democracy. All citizens must be caring toward all living creatures. Citizens must avoid social evils like child marriage, dowry, gambling, etc. We must protect the natural resources and improve the natural environment. It is our duty to protect public property and save the country at any cost. It is our duty to protect public property and save the country at any cost. We must value and preserve the rich cultural heritage of our country. Now children, chapter 4 revision is completed. Come on with chapter 5, that is democratic government. Democratic government. The government is a group of people who make rules and also make sure that the rules are being followed. Just how the principal and teachers manage a school, the government manages a country. The government of India is a democratic government. Such as government is made by the people and function for the benefits of the people. That is why our government is said to be government for the people, of the people and by the people. Democracy rules of majority. There are few common features of all democratic governments. They are as follows. It is a political system where the government is formed through free and fair election. Citizens above the age of 18 years are eligible to vote. This is called universal adult franchising. All the citizens participate actively in political and civic life. Human rights of all the citizens are protected. There is a rules of law which protect and enforce law with the help of army or police whenever it is essential to protect the interest of the people. In order to achieve smooth implementation of above features, the government in India is divided into three branches, that is the executive, the legislature and the judiciary. The constitutional head of all the three branches is the President of India. The President exercises his power directly or through officers subordinate to him, all civil servants and their support staff from the executive. The Rajya Sabha, the upper house, and the Lok Sabha, the lower house, together form the legislature. Members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are called members of the parliament, that is MPs. The Supreme Court, 24 high courts and many civil, criminal and family courts together form the judiciary. The central government has its seats in New Delhi, which is the capital of India. India is divided into 29 states and 7 union territories for efficient governance. The government in these states are also formed in a similar manner. All the states have a legislature assembly or state assembly, means Vidhan Sabha. Members of legislative assembly are called MLAs. 7 out of 29 states of India have an additional house called Legislative Council, means Vidhan Parishad. The governor is the head of the state, appointed by the president for a term of 5 years. After the assembly election, the government invites the leader of the majority party to be the chief minister of the state. Each state also has a council of ministers. Function of the government is administration, providing safe and reliable infrastructure like roads, railways, postal services, parks, libraries and school, etc. Security, maintaining law and order in the country and protecting the citizen from external threat. Economics, this includes providing financial security by keeping a balance in trade and creating beneficial policies for public. Social security, this includes disaster preparedness and healthcare facilities for all. Election in India. India is a democracy which means the people have the right to vote and elect their own leaders. The process of electing the leader is called election. In India, there is a special body to conduct free and fair election, which is the Election Commission. Voting is done by secret ballot, which means no one else knows for whom a person has cast his vote. Responsibilities of a citizen in a democratic polities are: the constitutional democracy requires the citizen of the nation to be responsible and alert. A citizen should know the power and duties of the government and her own right and duties as well. All citizens must know the qualities of their representatives. All responsible citizens should be aware of the challenge and problems her city, state or country is facing. One must obey the law and rules of the nation. All should pay their taxes on time. It is the major revenue for the government from which it provides all the facilities. Public education is the foundation of democracy. All citizens need to be educated. Now children, chapter 5 is also completed, and read these two chapters very carefully for the half-yearly examination. Thank you.